Check, check. 1, 2, 3. Check 1, 2, 3. Can everybody hear me? Can I be heard? Can you see and hear me pretty clearly? Oh, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I got a few cons. All right. Let's see here. Praise. I do some shalom really quick. Shalom, surrender. Predrag, Ari Moshe, Eli Blakely, Sharifa, Brother Ivan, Gabir Al Shalom, Ken Lamar, Hadar Tushi, Elisheba. Go to Elisheba. Oh, goodness. There we go. Okay, I'll go to Elisheba. Naya Harris, Donovan. Shalom to everybody. Hope everybody's doing well on this Yom Shalom. This Boker, Malachi S. Moko, Brenda, shalom to you. I appreciate so many of y'all have been so faithful continuously throughout the years and tuning in to the channel, supporting in every way the ministry and everything that is being done and that we're doing. Praise Yahushua for that. For all of y'all continuously being who you are. And we really appreciate that. And we're going to continue on. Hallelujah. Hope everybody's doing well. We want everybody to continue to Be sober minded in Yahuwah. Understand the times that we living in, and keep our imunah intact in which way it's supposed to be and how it's supposed to be done, because our deliverance is nigh. It's coming soon. We just got to allow Yahuwah to finish the work of what he's been doing in the midst of us, so we can prepare like we're supposed to be preparing in every way. You're preparing your spirit, and you're preparing your soul, and preparing your body for the coming of Yahusha Hamashiach. And the coming don't always mean that his physical coming, necessarily. That when you hear that and see that, don't necessarily mean that you're always preparing just for him to come physically. But when he comes to bring judgment on a situation, judgment in a situation, because long as the earth remain, there will be seed time and then harvest. Yahushua is the one that's going to bring the harvest either way, so he will appear and give you of the seeds that have been sown. So that's why it's important in all times and through all times to make sure you're sowing the right seeds, whatever level that you're on, whatever circumstance you're in, because there is a reckoning day that whatever you have sown, you gotta reap. You have to reap. And that day of reaping, that day of harvest, is the day, or the time period of a foreshadowing of preparing you for a judgment day, when you have times and periods in time where you are judged and you are rewarded for whatever deeds that you have done. This is why it's so important to examine yourself, examine your heart, examine your fears, and examine your imunah, because there's a day that Yahushua will appear, and there will be judgment concerning what you have done. And you're going to always have an accuser, which is the accuser of the brethren, but he is an accuser. And he's coming with um whatever you done, he got the truth of it. Whether you say it's enticed, whether you say whatever it is, the accuser of the brother has a ton. He's going to come with what he known that you have done, that when the judgment appear, that he takes glory in you being condemned. So it's so important that in times of pressure that you sow the right seeds anyway. Because like the scripture says, that you're going to reap what you sow. It says that every man, when he's tempted, let him not say he's tempted of a lure, because he's drawn away on his own lust. And when lust is conceived, it brings forth death. It brings forth sin. And then sin brings forth death, because sin is the transgression of the law. So if you transgress, then there must be a penalty that must be paid. But it first starts off with you being drawn away, not drawn to. You got two areas where you're getting drawn. You can get a drawn away, or you get drawn to. All right. You get drawn to. This is where you can be led to come up to righteousness. You can be led to a greater way. You can be led to a greater path. You can be led to something greater than yourself. And anytime that Yahuwah is trying to bring you up to a place, you first have to die to the place that you're at. You have to say that where I am is not good enough. Where I am is I can't get just content or complacent with where I'm at. I have to want more. I have to strive for more. I have to be hungry. I have to thirst, have hunger and thirst for his righteousness. Like there has to be elevations after I conquer an area, at the area where I have learned how to stand and I've learned how to use what you have gave me. Now I have to know that there's a greater level that's coming. But that greater level, before I sin, there must be a death to where I'm at to realize where I'm at is not where you who want to keep me. So there must always be progression in your thinking. If your thinking patterns then stayed the same in long periods of time as it relates to Yahuwah, because Yahuwah is so infinite and he got so many dimensions to who he is that throughout eternity, we should be like the Malachim that's saying Kodesh, 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 because there's so many different realities to who the Most High is that he's unsearchable. He has he's a light that no man can approach. No man has never really seen him and heard him in his totality and his fullness. It's just what who the Son decides to reveal the Father to, who is who get access to. But what can happen if the Son, Yahusha Hamashiach, decides to reveal Yahuwah to you in a greater dimension and you reject it because of whatever reason, because you're comfortable with the life you're living now. A lot of us have been through a lot of turmoil, pain, agony, oppression, depression. And once you get out of that, when you go through all those type of things, like oppression, depression, abuse, um, you name it. When you go through that, nothing is stable for you. So when you finally get to a place of, and nothing is sure, because if you have been in an abusive life, abusive relationship, that's nothing that you can really hold on your day to day or your time to time. Or if you whether it be slavery, whether it be whatever it is, it's nothing that's sure that can just staple you or give you like a ua where you have a stake in the ground. Like your ground is always moving your day to day, like a woman or man have been abused, your day to day, you don't know how it's gonna be. So it's nothing you can just grab onto. It's almost like you sit as a sitting duck, waiting on the next thing to come to. You get to a place of where you just numb to everything, and then you live in that survival mode and you live in that numb mode. Right. But say you leave that, right? You are delivered and you will bring you out, and then you get to a place where there's some stable ground, to a place where there's some type of security, and you get to a place where you have some type of control. Because you get to a place where you have no control and there's no absolute, and you come to a place where you got some type of control, you got some stability, you got a stake in the ground. You hold on to that place and learn to live there and will stay fighting for that. Now the problem is the beauty of everything is the deliverance. I done got deliverance, I done been set free, I done moved, but you will not be willing to leave and go to another uncertain place, go to another unsure place, because now you left one captivity of where the enemy had you captive through in your mind, through depression, oppression, slavery, abuse, whatever it is, he had you captive. And then Yahuwah come and say he gonna take you from one captivity to another captivity. Now you captive to righteousness. Either way, you're gonna be captive. You're a prisoner of Yahushua Hamashiach now. But if you get to that one place, right, and your soul finds freedom, your soul finds something that I can gravitate to, something I can stamp on, something that where I can have control, then it would be hard to leave that place. Because now, if all you knew was abuse, oppression, depression, and whatever uh, portion that was, your mind said, I'm not going to another unsure place. I'm not going to a place where I don't have no control. I'm not going to a place that ain't stable for me because it's going to remind me of what I came out of. And what happens is being in Yahusha, that's a place that you got to live in where you have no control. There's no stability for your own feet through yourself. There's nothing that you can say that you can grab onto, right? So that's when people have problems with change. And that change can represent like cognitive dissonance of things in your mind where change means uncertainty again. I have no stake in the ground again. I'm at a place where I don't know because it's a type of darkness for me in a sense where I don't know where I'm going. Then what's the next major thing that you do? Is self-preserving. Well, let me leave everything alone and let me preserve me. And your soul will be like, protect yourself, find stability, find a stake, find something in which you will hold on to keep you safe, right? To keep you safe in your mind, because it's what you're used to. And anything pulling you out of that self-preservation begins to be, and you might not want it to be, but it becomes a type of enemy to you, right? It becomes like a type of enemy. And that's why it says that it's a quote that talks about the speaker of truth. Oh man, I can't remember what that quote is. But anyway, if you can't fight truth, then you'll fight the speaker of truth. And what happens is Yahuwah is trying to bring you up to where he is, right? To the next level. And we really be mad at Yahuwah. We be mad at Yahuwah, but we're not gonna be mad at Yahuwah. So we'll look at who Yahuwah chose to deliver the message, and then find things in which we begin to say, let me self-preserve. So now let me color this speaker's intentions with my insecurities because I'm self-preserving me and I'm protecting me. And then that's what distance and all of that type of stuff, that those things begin to happen. And Yahuwah's like, but I need you to come up. So I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna invade all your insecurities. I'm gonna invade your self-preservation. I'm gonna invade all of that, and I'm gonna crowd you and make you uncomfortable because I'm pruning you. So what happens is Yahuwah begin to pull us up, but we be pulling down. We be pulling the other way. And the thing about Yahuwah, you have to get comfortable. Like he told me this years ago about being comfortable and being uncomfortable. That I always continue in my mind. I can't get comfortable here because I'm not going to stay here. He's going to challenge the darkness in my mind with light. He's going to challenge the lies in my soul with truth. And there's a reckoning day that the lies you live by are going to be challenged with truth. And it's going to make you uncomfortable. It's going to make you where you flight, what it is, freeze, fight, flight, or freeze. You're going to be like, you're going to either be ready to put your dukes up and fight it, or you'll be at a frozen state where you just can't go nowhere. And you'll go through all them cycles where your emotions the voice of your emotions, which is your feelings, they get the speaking, and all of it is about save you, save you, save me, protect me, protect me, protect me. We're not stable. We're not sure. This don't make sense to us. And then it'll give you an expected end. If you do this, this is going to happen. If you think like that, that is going to happen. If you allow this, this is going to happen. And all that fight going on will put you at a frozen state where you won't move and you would just stay stationary. And anything that's not moving is dying. Everything must have motion to live, because when Yahuwah said, let it be, everything came to life and everything got into motion. So even if you can't see atoms, if you can't see things moving, everything in you moving, every part of your body is always moving. Everything in the earth that's living is moving. Matter, everything is moving. When anything is still and stay there and not in motion based off the word of Yahuwah, it's dying. So when you are paralyzed because of the entrapment of your mind, the thoughts of your mind and your fears, you are dying. And that's why the life of you start getting stripped away. Because you ruminating in your mind about whatever this Yahuwah is trying to bring you to. Because it's outside of where you have known to find comfort and live and have control. And if you're about normal stuff, what you gonna do if you can't handle the foot soldiers? What you gonna do when the horsemen come? What you gonna do when it's America is being judged? I gotta say it like that. America is being judged, and nations and different ones start conquering different lands, and there's unsurety about where you're gonna eat, where you're gonna get your food from, where you're gonna live, and your children crying and saying that we hungry. How are you gonna trust you? So there's no comfort zone in Yahuwah. None. There's no comfort zone for your soul. There's no protection for yourself. The only comfort is Him. The only protection is in Him. He's not going to protect your emotions because of your emotions. He's not going to protect your feelings because of your feelings. He's not going to protect your desires or do your desires because of your own desires. So we have to get out of this place of being comfortable, because he's going to challenge your understanding. He's going to challenge your thinking. And if you ever get to a place where your thinking, your understanding, where you are is not being challenged anymore, you better be careful, because that means there's no requirement for you anymore. And now you're doing more things based off what you think is due for your life. And then that's a sign that you done frustrated the Ruach HaKodesh, and he's not with you no more. You know he will forsake you if you forsake Yahushua long enough. So that's why we don't supposed to frustrate that. But I want you to know that um Yahuwah is gonna make your life uncomfortable. He's not gonna let you get comfortable in no space for a long period of time because you have to come up to the highest form in which he want to use you. In Yahuwah, there's no just final destination. There's only ascensions. There's only thrones and greater thrones to sit in. There's only more and more enlightenment.